Good day, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new, I'm Chelle. Welcome. Today's video, as you can see from the title, I want to talk about financial literacy. I just want to apologize in advance because my glasses is not anti-glare, so I'm sorry if that trips you out this entire video. But it does kind of help because I am educating you, and it does help to add the little studious look, you know, the extra studious look. So that's what we're going for. I'm sorry again if the glare is bothering you, girl, but I'm gonna try to stay like this the entire video. We'll see how that works out. But anyways, it's gonna be a long one, so I would suggest you grab a snack, grab some wine, grab your dinner, grab whatever, because we gotta go through a list of things that you're gonna need to know in order to obtain financial freedom and financial security. So without further ado, let's jump into this video because it's gonna be a long one. Okay guys, so if you're relatively young like me and you're trying to start out and learn about credit and things like that, I think that I would have definitely appreciated a video like this when I was younger and I was trying to like get on top of that. So that's what I'm here for. I'm here to be a help to you guys. And the first thing we're going to talk about in the journey of becoming financially stable or gaining financial freedom is avoiding debt. Now, if you're the type of person that for some reason your credit is too bad, so you don't get credit cards, or your credit is too new and they won't approve you for credit cards, then I suggest you use your debit card as a credit card. Okay? Use your debit card as a credit card every chance you get. So literally every time you swipe your debit card and they ask you, oh, credit or debit, you always do credit. That helps tremendously, okay? Helps tremendously in the aiding of building your credit. Number 2, try to get a utility bill or some type of bill on your name, linked to you, attached to you, a bill that you are solely responsible for, i.e. your phone bill or a utility bill. I prefer a utility bill. If you have both, then that's even better. But if you're really young and you're just starting off, you can do your phone bill. And if you're like on a family plan and your parents pay for your phone bill or whatever, I mean, you're super lucky, whatever. But if that's the case for you, then I would suggest you get like the cheapest utility bill there is and you take care of that, just because it shows to creditors that you're able to pay a bill on time. Oh yes, and that's the most important part of it, isn't it? Paying the fucking bill on time. Pay the bill on time, okay? Literally, whenever your due date is due, pay it on that day. If you can afford to pay it beforehand, do that. It is so important that you pay your bills on time, because that is something that creditors and lenders look at when they are making the decision on whether or not they want to give you a credit card. Step 3, I would say avoid store cards if you can. Store cards meaning department store cards, so like Macy's, JCPenney, Gap, Old Navy, whatever, pretty much any store that has their own credit card, and try to like, you know, influence you to sign up for their card when you do it, when you're shopping with them. Unless you're someone that frequents that place, and it would logistically make sense for you to have that card, I don't suggest you open it. Like, what I mean is, if you're a frequent shopper, like say for example, you shop at Gap a lot, like that's where you get your clothing from, then obviously it would make sense for you to open a card with them, because you're always shopping with them, so you will reap the benefits of whatever the card offers if you sign up, because you're frequently shopping there, you know what I'm saying? But if you just kind of go into a store every once in a while and they're trying to get you to sign up for their card and you're like, okay, whatever, let me do it. I strongly suggest against that because, I mean, what's going to happen is you're going to get it, you're going to use it for that transaction, obviously, but then it's like, okay, are you ever going to use it after that? Like, how often do you shop there? And then that's another bill that you have to add to your schedule of bills to remember to pay monthly. So I would just suggest you don't do that. Okay, step 4, if you do open a credit card, if you do find yourself in the situation that I just mentioned in step 3, where you opened a credit card for a store that you don't really frequently shop at, and you're just like, oh my gosh, what did I do? Like, I don't really shop here. Why did I do this? I'm gonna close it. Don't close the card. Closing cards hurt your credit just as bad, if not worse, as opening a card or trying to open a card and getting declined, okay? Don't close a card. Wait for that creditor to close your card. Each store, each company does things a little differently. Some would, close your shit within 6 months. Some takes a lot longer, but either way, don't. What they would do is they would start lowering your limit first, and then they would close it. Whatever step we're on, try to always get credit cards that are affiliated with banks. So, like I said, you avoid store cards and you get actual bank cards. So you get a credit card that's associated with Capital One, TD Bank, Bank of America, pretty much any credit card affiliated with a bank, and an official bank at that. Try to get one of those, just because it's something that you can use everywhere. It's not just a card that you have to use within a certain company. You can use that card anywhere, and in you using it anywhere, it will give you a better chance to grow and build your credit, because when you're using it and then you have to pay it back monthly, and you do so on time, these creditors are seeing that you're paying everything on time, and that makes you look good. It also helps with your credit score dramatically. I am a living testament of that. Your credit score will shoot up if you're paying your stuff on time, if you're keeping under limits and stuff like that. And I'm actually going to get to limits and keeping under your limits in my next couple steps. So, next step is don't use more than 30% of your card. So what do I mean, don't use more than 30% of your card? If your limit is $500 or $1,000, do not use more than 30% of whatever your limit is, if you can help it. I say if you can help it because sometimes people have to use credit cards, to get them in between paydays and stuff like that. And sometimes you just can't not use less than 30%, but where you can help it, use less than 30%. Your credit score will thank you, and you will also realize just how quickly you get credit increases when it's like that, because the creditor is looking at how you're using your cards. Like, they always look at how you use your cards, and that's what determines whether or not you get a credit raise or not. I always get credit raises on my credit cards, and it always comes as a complete surprise to me, because half the time I'm not even thinking about it, and then I'll get an email, or I would check, because I have all my financials in literally a little folder on my iPhone that says financials. So anything dealing with my bank accounts, my credit cards, anything like that, I literally have in that little folder, and I keep tabs on it all the time. All the time. If I haven't been shopping or making purchases, then obviously there's no reason for me to be checking my accounts, because nothing is going on. There's no activity. I'm not shopping. I'm not spending money. I'm not doing anything. But if I have been shopping, if I have been out, if I know that I have a bill due and, stuff like that, I will be checking just to make sure that everything is running accordingly. Next step, try to put things on auto pay as much as you can. If you're someone like me and you're super forgetful and you literally will forget any and everything, I suggest putting bills on auto pay, especially really important ones that will hit your credit score, like this. If you miss a payment, like put them things on auto pay. So your credit card bills, your car note if you have a car, insurance if you have, you know, car insurance. You know, obviously you should have car insurance if you have a car. So yeah, things like that that will literally hit your credit score immediately if you fuck up on. Get them things on auto pay, because I'm telling you, you're gonna be so thankful, like so thankful when you start having a mini meltdown and you think that you were late, but then you're like, oh, auto pay got me. I wasn't late. It's paid already. Hallelujah. Also, in doing auto pay, make sure that you attach it to a bank account or a credit card that you know always has funds in it. So, you know, you're not dealing with that weird situation of you sent a payment out, it got declined because you didn't have enough money in your shit. Like, come on now. That's never a good time. So make sure that whatever account you're linking whatever bill to for auto pay, make sure that it always has funds in it and it always has the amount of funds to cover whatever that bill is. I have quite a few bills on auto pay, and I cannot tell you how amazing it is to literally just forget that you have to pay something because it's already taken care of for you. Another thing I want to talk about is hard inquiries. You might be asking yourself, what the fuck is a hard inquiry? Well, a hard inquiry is any creditor or any person that runs your credit, that does a credit check to see whether you are worthy. So when you sign up for a credit card, even if they send it to you in the mail and they promise and they say you're pre-approved and you're this and you're that, even if they send you all those little gimmicks and ringamarolls in the mail, you still have to do a credit check. You still have to run your social. They still have to run your social to make sure that you are credit worthy for their card. They still have to check your credit score. Anything that requires a checking of your credit score is a hard inquiry. You're supposed to have at least 2 hard inquiries on your credit score. Anything more than 2 is pushing the limit. It's not good. It's a dub, pretty much. Is a dub. Anything more than 2 hard inquiries is a dub. So if you're someone that finds yourself constantly applying for credit cards, please stop. Don't do that. That hurts your credit too. Don't apply for a million credit cards. You're supposed to have 2 hard inquiries. Girl, I had like this, girl. Basic math. 2. Okay? You're supposed to have 2 hard inquiries. So therefore, if you have more than 2 hard inquiries, that's not going to look good to creditors that are checking your credit for whatever reason, because they're going to see that you're also having a lot of other creditors run your credit, which is not going to look good for you. So if you can help it, only have 2 hard inquiries on your credit record. Another thing that I want to talk about, which is so crucial to even, I mean, I probably should have talked about this earlier, but like, it's so crucial, is literally knowing your credit score. I mean, I've been talking about all this stuff of how to help your credit score, but I forgot to tell you the most important part. Like, you need to know your credit score. That's important. A good way for you to keep on top of your credit score, and I mean keep on top of it, is to download Credit Karma. I know they have commercials on TV, and I know people are kind of skeptical, because even when I tell my friends sometimes about it, like, yo, like, do you know what your credit score is? And they're like, no, what the fuck? What is that? And I'm just like, okay, we're gonna get past the fact that you don't even know what your credit score is and how much that governs your world, but you need to get Credit Karma. Credit Karma is thebomb.com. I know some people are very skeptical about Credit Karma, and trust me, I was too, but somebody else put me on, and let me tell you, Credit Karma is the best thing I think I could have ever done for my financial life, because when you literally have weekly updates of your credit score and you see how much it fluctuates and how just little things can cause it to fluctuate, you will be so much more responsible with your spending, with your money, and you would just be the type of person that you would literally just, if you can help it, you won't want to spend money, because when you see how good your credit score is, you wouldn't want to do anything to put any blemishes on that. So I highly suggest you guys to download creditkarma.com. I am not sponsored. I'm not being paid to say this. You just need it. I'm a faithful user of Credit Karma. I literally check my credit score every single week. I know it updates every week. Sometimes for whatever reason, I will check my credit score twice for the week, then knowing damn well that I will see the same thing that I saw the first time that I checked it, because they only update the thing once a week. But yeah, Credit Karma is your best friend as far as you knowing your credit score, and they also take care of other things. So like if you are in collections for any company that maybe you just ain't paid, like you left Sprint and you decided you wasn't gonna pay them for their bill, you know, because they weren't doing what they supposed to do as a phone company, and then they put your ass in collection. Well, honey, you gonna find out on Credit Karma that you're in collections, and you need to pay X amount of dollars to whatever company that you owe to clear your debt to them. So Credit Karma is bomb.com. Another app that I would like to suggest you download in conjunction with Credit Karma is an app called Mint. Oh my god. Mint will get you together. Like, you link Mint to accounts that are important and that you need to keep tabs on. So accounts like your bank account, your credit cards, you link it to Mint, and Mint keeps track of your spending. So you can create a budget on Mint. Pretty much you can tell the app how much you want to spend, where, on what, doing what, and how much each of your bills are. You can enroll it in auto pay like that through Mint, where it will take, you know, it'll either remind you that you have to pay it. That's another thing too. They send me emails all the time for when I have to pay something, and I'm just like, Mint, it's taken care of. Trust me, I know I have to pay this. I've paid it already. I'm good. No worries. But Mint is also just amazing, and I swear it gives you like a little wheel, like it gives you a little breakdown, like a little graph of where your money is going, and sometimes it'll show you that you've been spending X amount of dollars on fast food, and then you can be like, oh my god, I need to cut the fuck back, like what am I doing? Or you can give yourself a budget for that. You can give yourself a budget for fast food, and if you exceed that budget, Mint will not think twice to tell you that you've just exceeded your fast food budget. You said you were only going to spend $30 on fast food for this week, and you have managed to spend $50. You are $20 over. What are you doing with your life? You know what I'm saying? Mint is the type of app that will get you together. It will check your spending. It's like a parent, but in the best way possible, because it will keep you together. Okay? So that's Mint. I also want to say that this is something that I've recently learned, and it makes a lot of sense to me in relation to collections, like I was saying before with Credit Karma. If you do, you know, find out that you are in collections for whatever the case may be, I recently found out that collection companies aren't somebody that you have to pay, just because when whoever that is, okay, like I said, I use Sprint as an example. You left Sprint because they were a horrible phone service provider, and you decided that you just wasn't going to pay them your last bill, so you just skipped out of town, got a new, you know, phone company people, and just decided you wasn't going to pay Sprint. So now they put you in collection. Using that, going off of that example, when and if you find out that you're in collection for Sprint, you don't have to pay the debt collector company that's gonna call you or leave you emails or send you mail, for the simple fact that Sprint already sold your contract that you had with them. So the contract that you had with Sprint, they sold that to this debt collection company, and Sprint was able to file your contract off and write it off in their taxes. So technically, whatever money you owed them, they already got paid back. Which, when I found out, blew my fucking mind. And this is with anyone, not just Sprint. I'm just using Sprint as an example. This is with anyone. This is with anyone that you happen to be in debt or in credit for. Even if you have the money to pay them, do not pay these debt collectors off of the simple fact that they've already been, you know, the original person that you had the debt with has already been paid off, because they have to sell your contract to a debt company in order for them to write it off and then get paid for it. So you would be double paying in a sense. Or if you're not double, you'll be double paying because the company already got paid off. So you're really not paying Sprint. You won't be paying Sprint anymore. You'll just be paying the debt collector company, if that makes any sense. You know what I'm saying? Which I think is fucked up, because at the end of the day, you didn't have no contract with no debt collector company. So what am I paying you for? You know what I'm saying? Like, so when I found out about that, it is mind-blowing. And it shows you just how far people would go to outsmart you and get your coin. So that's another thing that I have learned, and I am going to pass it on to you guys. If you can help it, do not pay any debt collectors. Google it. There are templates for what you need to write. It's either you're going to email it to them, or you're going to literally type it and post it to them old school. There are literally templates all over the internet that you can Google and find for how you should phrase your email, how you should phrase your letter, telling these debt collector companies that, listen, at the end of the day, I'm disputing this because I don't have a contract with you. Whatever contract that I had with whomever terminated the moment they decided they were going to sell my debt to you. So therefore, I don't owe this company anything else. There is no reason why I should still be getting contacted. There's no reason this should still be on my credit score. Search templates on how to clear debt, or how to properly dispute debt or something like that. Google that and templates should come up immediately, showing you all the different wordings, how you would structure your email or your letter to send to these companies that are really just trying to rip you off and get you to pay more money than you probably need to pay. So that's it for this video. Like I said, I know it was long, but I hope it was super informative. I hope that you learned a lot. If there's anything that I missed, please do not hesitate to ask questions in the comment section down below. If you want to know anything that maybe I didn't cover or I forgot to cover, because like I said, this was going to be a long video. I knew it was. So if I missed anything and you would like to know, go ahead and shoot me a comment down below and I will be sure to answer it. Yeah, and that's it. I hope that you guys find your way to financial freedom and to have a healthier financial life. And I will see you guys in my next video. Until the next one, stay blessed. Mwah.